Welcome in, everybody, to race number 6 of the PGR Lite Series, season number 2 here at Talladega Superspeedway. A little bit late to the grid here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up these qualifying results so we can go through tonight's grid. Nash Brambilla for Team PGR. Starting in the pole position in the number 23 car, Austin Green to his outside in second. Asher Little will be starting in the third position, Sean Corbett fourth, Chris Walker fifth, Scott Warren in sixth, Casey Sprinkle seventh, James Wagner eighth, Evan Carlbon ninth, and Adam Young will be starting in the 10th position. Chase Mastretta will be starting 11th. Axel Smith will be 12th. 13th place will be Michael Triscaro, making his one and only start in the PGR Lite Series this season here tonight. Cameron Hackett to his outside in 14th. Kenny Stamper is back for Team KSR in 15th. Wyatt Gray 16th. Stephen Miles 17th. Brock Westmoreland 18th. Chris Melton 19th. And Cameron Craighead rounds out the top 20. Sean Hilkowitz will be starting 21st, Jared Haynes 22nd, Brian Hennings 23rd, Danny Barnes 24th, 25th will be John Darnell III, James Waring 26th, Michael Barksdale 27th, Ethan Collier 28th, Elijah Palmetter 29th, Tucker McClendon in 30th, Chris Ramsey 31st, Quentin Steinbach 32nd, Terry Wilson 33rd, Freddie Baznez 34th, Nick Seipel 35th, Chase Hamilton, I believe a new name to the series, in 36th, 37th we have Joshua McCullough, Hunter Hastings 38th, Heath Job 39th, Sterling Thyssen 40th, and shotgun on tonight's field is a pair of teammates, Mark Vondell and Ron Morris Jr. As you see the drivers pulling away from the grid right now, I am joined in the booth by someone that we had 2 weeks ago in the booth, or it might have been last week. I can't even or it wasn't last week, it was 2 weeks ago. Got to remember those types of things. Trevor Osenroth is up here in the booth. Will be calling this race with me, as well as Cody Nagels, who has just been recently announced as the Director of Competition for PGR eSports from here on out. So congrats to Cody on that. But before we kind of start into this race, maybe Cody actually first, we'll get a little bit of an insight on what your plans are for the future in PGR.
So yeah, I'm excited to take on the new role. So thank you to everyone for the support. Just quickly before we go green here, I think the ultimate goal for the Lite Series moving forward is to try to lower the ceiling a little bit, and the guys that have extensive experience within PGR, they're going to be given an opportunity to showcase what they can do on the bigger stage, and we'll get a little bit further into that as we go on with the broadcast. But I want a platform for the lesser experienced guys to show what they got. So the guys, and they know who they are, if you have extensive experience and success in the Lite Series, you're probably going to be seeing a promotion very, very quickly.
There we go. That is our plans for the Lite Series going forward, most likely into next season, as Cody's alluding to. And now we got Trev up here as well. It was ever so fun to have in the booth a couple weeks ago for race number 4. What are your thoughts going into this one?
Hey, baby, it's a Monday night. It's Cinco de Mayo. We have the Lite Series on. I couldn't ask for anything better. We're about to get a good old Talladega whoop passing. That's right, whoop and passing. Whoop passing is the vocabulary word for tonight. And let's go ahead and take it back to you, Landon, and let's get this thing going, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. 50 laps here lined up for these Xfinity Series cars at Talladega Superspeedway. The pace car rolls in for Nash Brambilla in the number 23 with Austin Green in the 87 to his outside. Two of the best drivers we have in the PGR Lite Series as they're rolling into the restart box. This time, by already bumping on the outside lane. We're green at Talladega.
To the middle lane now and gets picked up by Austin Green.
Well, there we go. I got a little bit of a quick... Oh, contact! Never mind. Sorry about that. Maybe a technical issue. I'm not exactly sure what was going on. We heard Cody's little monologue right there. Apologies for that, Cody. I'm not sure what just happened, but we had some contact here on the racetrack with Austin Green getting turned down into the bottom lane of the racetrack. Thankfully, everyone was able to save it, and as Tucker McClendon alluded to, in the chat already in this race. We've made it past lap 1, which is better than we did a couple weeks ago. So how about that, Trev? That's maybe a good sign for the rest of this race.
I'm hoping, and I'm hoping better for Tucker McClendon that didn't make it past lap 1, turn 1 last week. So we're going to hopefully he gets a good, clean race here tonight. I do want to do a little shout out at the start of this race. I told Evan I would. He's brought out the old throwback, for the bun car, the honey bun cars out here tonight racing Xfinity Series race. And he said we're going to have to spin a wheel and pick a number, and the winner of that position is going to get a honey bun tonight here. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, there we go. It sounds like trying to steal a little bit of my thunder with my little promotion I did last season in the Lite Series. But hey, at least that car's back out here. That was a very memorable car. Oh, he's updated it, as I see. There's an updated picture of me on the driver's side door. That's incredible to see that. So shout out to Evan for that beautiful paint scheme here tonight. So Cody, I know it's early on in this race. We're only on lap 3, and a little bit of a shuffle at the front of this field. Couple of 3 wide racing in the back, but that third lane really isn't developing right now. What's your thoughts?
No, I think it's going to take a little bit. And there's 50 laps, so there's plenty of time in this race for drivers to jockey around a little bit. I'm not too sure anyone's going to be too jumpy just yet to want to get up in that third line, and I think that's what we're seeing. Now, I would anticipate that once we can get 3 to 4 drivers in the top lane will roll. But right now, Brock Westmoreland looks to be trying to push to get that third line going, but nothing doing right now. Bottom 2 lanes are very strong.
Yeah, and of course, as I say that, we have a third lane developing on the top side of the racetrack. I'm trying to see who that is. That looks like the number 76 of Ron Morris, but I don't believe that is. I think that's a different number 76. Scott Warren leading the charge on that third line with a push from Brock Westmoreland behind him. Cameron Craighead in tow as well, and I believe the 45. There's lots of different paint schemes out here tonight. It's kind of confusing me. That's not Sean Corbett. All these numbers are mixed up. Goodness. It'd be nice if we could just have it all in one same order and fashion, I guess. But they're kind of making a little bit of progress up there. It's not too well developed at the moment. They've made it up to the third row of the middle lane of the racetrack, but they need Cameron Craighead in that 48 car to get up to Brock Westmoreland, as he is doing now. But I'm afraid, Trevor, that Brock's been pushing that 76 car for long enough. He's probably hot, and that run is going to die out.
Yeah, and you know how it goes, baby. Tonight we got a track temp of 124 degrees, which means we're going to be...
Oh, and we're... Contact. Ooh. There it is. We're wrecking big time. Axel Smith and a few others. Brock Westmoreland, Jared Haynes, James Wagner, and everybody else in the background. We're still getting people up and over. That's Quentin Steinbach. Goodness gracious. I think Cameron Craighead took a huge hit, and we're still crashing. Stephen Miles might have got a piece of this as well, and Michael Triscaro in the number 34. Joshua McCullough in the 05 looking to get potentially a piece of this crash as well. And I'm seeing all the radios go off, and now that reminds me, let's go ahead and do the same thing we did do a couple weeks ago and have all the radios out here for y'all to hear. I'm sure it's going to be quite something to listen to after a wreck of that magnitude that we just had. Let's back it up real quick and take a look at what started this, and I think it is pretty obvious at first glance. Chris Walker somehow gets turned in the middle lane. We're going to try and find him real quick.
Hey, guys, I'm pretty sure we got to go all the way around. Let's go.
And take a look if we can find him. Where did he go? Let's go up front. We'll figure it out somehow.
Pace car, middle back.
There we go. So let's take it up top, get a good view of this. He's got Nash Bill in the number 23 behind him. And as Chris in the 23, also the 23, tries to come up in front and control that lane, and offset push from Nash Brambilla down into Asher Little. Now, to Chris's credit, what a great save in his number 23 Toyota Supra. He saves it at the front of the field. The problem is behind that with all the stack up. Between Axel Smith and the 48 of Cameron Craighead, it appears is going to spin Axel straight up into the third lane that we had developing, into Brock Westmoreland and the 45, the 11 involved, and then further up you do have Michael Triscaro getting a piece with James Wagner as well. So already, what was it, lap 4, lap 5 in the race, and already, Trev, we have our big one.
Oh, yeah, maybe. And as we know as it goes, when it rains, it pours, and a lot of big names were taken out in that wreck. Probably not catastrophic to end their day, but, I mean, they are definitely going to have to fix some damage here tonight. It's looking like nobody looked like they blew an engine or is taken out of the race completely here. So, I mean, hopefully they get it back together, get that damage fixed, and let's go back racing.
Blackbird.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And we're, listen to, I believe it was the 22 of Quentin Steinbach, involved in a little bit of ARCA braking, potentially, and we know how I am on these broadcasts. Let's go take a look at it. My favorite, absolute favorite
Yeah, well,
thing to
don't
see
stop
happen
in the
in
middle
one
of
of these
pit road
things. Let's
again. We just
get a
wrecked.
good view of the 22 of Steinbach. He was all the way in the back of this pack, like completely in the back. There he is. Look at him doing a terrific job and just gets bulldozed. And here we go again. I'll try and avoid going into a rant about that, but what are we doing? There's a massive crash out of turn 2, and all of a sudden we're just gonna drive full throttle into it, Cody. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is there any other explanation for that?
I mean, do you want the professional answer or do you want the real answer? Because typically you buy 3 brake pedals, but it seems like some people just, or you buy 3 pedals in general. My apologies. You buy 3 pedals, but you really just don't use the brake pedal, and it didn't look like Chris Ramsey really knew where his brake pedal was on that one. It did look like that he was trying to go down to avoid it, but a lot of times in them wrecks,
I don't know if it's
the people in the back do
do
not do a very good job of checking up. Unfortunately, Chris just ran Steinbach completely over.
So
Yeah, I will say,
have time to check up, I guess,
looking at the
before he
onboard
gets
that we
that
just
one
saw,
first.
there really isn't that
This
much
car, you
more
can't
Chris
really
could have
push the
done.
corner.
I would say maybe he could have
You're
gone
risking
a different direction, could have gone to the right, could have gone to the left, who knows.
Baker, we
Quentin
can
was
look at
just
the
kind of
arc
coming
brake
down
on
in front of him right there, but at the same time, you know, it's just one of those things you hate to see. Someone get that much damage, like Quentin, you know, someone that's been a developing driver in this series, to get such substantial damage like he did. Let's take a look at him real quick. We see him in pit road now. There he isn't. Oh, look at the nose of that thing. I mean, he's killed. Oh, I mean, he's going to need, I mean, who knows how many more cautions in order to get that thing fully back repaired, even if he can. That's just a
Clinton got plowed.
absolute shame to have that happen here tonight. And I believe we have an update on a couple drivers from that wreck. I believe Sean Hilkowitz. That's another tough break for somebody. He's a trooper in this series and just gets taken out early again. Appears that he is going to be completely out of tonight's race. Adam Young is in pit road as we speak as well. Let's take a look at him. Oh, the destroyed race car for Adam Young in the 25. Brock Westmoreland sitting in pit road. Try and go back. We got John Darnell. There he is. Looks like he got a little bit of involvement in this. Axel Smith. Let's see if we can find him real quick. There he is. We saw him get turned pretty quickly and kind of develop the large part of that crash, and he looks perfectly clean in that number 97 car. So good for Axel, another driver that's developed in this series and is becoming a week-to-week threat, honestly, here in the Light Series. And thankfully he is a clean race car to continue on in this race. We'll go back up front. Leader of the race is the 59 of Casey Sprinkle from McCullough Motorsports. Now, you want to talk about favorites in the Light Series, that's definitely one of them, is that 59 of Sprinkle. Someone that we see consistently leading laps and in contention for wins on a weekly basis here in the Light Series. And once again, you have Asher Little to his outside. You got Chris Walker with a little bit of damage on the left side of his race car, and then Chase Mastretta to his outside. Somebody with a couple podiums in the Thursday series of PGR. So some heavy hitters up here when we go back to green on lap number 9, but again, Trev, you hate to see it because once, you know, one caution comes out, some more cautions are going to come out, and that's usually how the trend of these things go.
Yep, the old saying, as they say, hate to see her go, but love to watch her leave, and that's just one of them things right here on a Monday night in the Light Series. Anything can happen. A little mix-up, a little bobble that happened up in the lead caused these guys in the back to just get wiped up and annihilated. And I feel for my boy Quentin Steinbach, the pride of Cheyenne, Wyoming, but, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully he gets it back fixed and get it ready going as we're about to take the green flag here to the start of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. For Casey Sprinkle and Asher Little, as we already mentioned, to take lap number 9. As I look at the chat, we have a $5 super chat from Chris Carter. How about that? We appreciate that, Chris. Hello from Columbus, Ohio. Absolutely. We appreciate you tuning in into this race here tonight. As the field is coming into the restart zone, Asher Little with a jump on the outside lane, easily clearing the 59 of Sprinkle into turn number 1. I'll tell you what, that's a pretty organized restart from everybody up front. How about that? It's just nice and clean, something we rarely ever see in any sort of super speedway racing series of this caliber. But now we have a big threat on the outside lane. The 8 of Chase Mastretta for Nightmare eSports, and as I say that, he completely blinks out and blinks back in. That is a known issue with Chase, but hey, it doesn't matter. He's going to surge by Asher Little on the top side of the racetrack, and Walker's getting turned, and they saved it again. Chris Walker, and there we go. Danny Barnes and a few others all the way in the back. I think the yellow flag will fly here, and it will indeed. because
What just happened to me?
of Chase Mister, I believe, blinking most likely back into Chris Walker's bumper, and that was just yet again another stack up involving Chris Walker, neither of which were his fault whatsoever. That's definitely an interesting beginning of the race for the number 23 machine. Well, there's a look at Mark Von Dell with some nose damage.
That's not to me. Neckos.
So Barnes,
Walker phased through
as
the
you
entire
do
back
hear,
half,
the
Chase's
call from
car.
race control right now is going to be net code. So that is good. I honestly,
really
yeah,
bad
there's
coming out of two.
not really any other call that could be
Go on,
made
pick
on that
that.
one. Let's take it up top and take a look at really where the
This
core
is
of the
a
wreck
good
started,
deal.
which
Maybe
is going to be
check
the
out the
stack up
muscle
involving
control
Sean
rack is-
Corbett and Danny
Chris is better as
Barnes.
car.
Let's see if we can find him real quick.
I don't know how I got no
Really,
damage
I'm
from
trying
hitting
to-
Melton flush.
Forgive me, it's once again been quite a bit since I've done with these. Here's Danny Barnes. You see the stack up caused from up front, and then it's just a stack up. There's nothing else that can be said about it. What an avoidance by Evan Carlbon. How about that? And honestly, not even just him. Look at everyone else out here, Trev. They all
Walter,
just kind of
will you
missed
tell
that,
me how
except
bad my
unfortunately
damage
for
is on
Mark
the
Von
right
Dell,
side?
but even his damage isn't that
That
bad.
cooler rule book here, Black Flag.
Yeah, it's just
Clear,
another
you know,
cause
to
of,
the
like you
right
said, of
dash,
just
next
the
to
front
the,
running of the
end
stack up.
line.
And it just trickles. It's like a trickling effect. It just trickles down into the field until somebody gets the brunt of it. And that's just one of them things. But it's not as devastating as the last one. So
Thank you.
I'd say that at least we got a little bit less of what happened last time. This actually gives some of the guys that had some of that major damage from the previous wreck to get some of their stuff fixed here. So we just got to see what they do and just hopefully get the line back up and get a green flag racing after this. What do you think, Cody?
Yeah, I think really the drivers need to do a little bit better job of staying patient. The first caution obviously was just a push gone wrong in the corner. Nothing really that can be done about that one, just to stack up in a little bit of net code. But I think the drivers are good. They're trying to stay patient out there, and I think if we can just get a green flag pit stop, we'll be able to extend this race out and go relatively caution-free. But it just didn't seem like Chase's internet, as we have become pretty accustomed to in these races, but just don't seem like his internet's cooperating very well right now.
Yeah, that's a shame to have that happen. It seems like it always happens when Chase is at the front of the field every single time. And that's just kind of rubbing salt in the wound for Mr. Mastretta. But at the end of the day, he still finds himself in sixth right now. He's hopefully going to somehow sort out those issues he's having. It appears that he stayed out and was the last car to stay out here in the pit cycle, potentially, as everyone else is now driving up out of pit road. A little bit of strategy here
But it's pretty messed up.
by
I saw you come out there.
top six cars to stay out here and say, hey, you know what, we didn't really burn that much fuel, let's just stay out, keep saving it. That's a classic Trevor Ozernoth move, is to stay out at the front of the field and may or may not run out at the front of the field. You know, hopefully you don't run out. Same for these guys up here, and you know that's the truth, Trev. But what's your thoughts with this little bit of a split strategy here? And honestly, I mean, what's the flow of this race going to be now? I mean, we have two cautions down, so we can't get a lap in. What are we thinking?
Hey, you hang on first off. I always make it. I just want you to know this. Ever since I've had my one debacle, it's always been, Trev, you're not going to make it on fuel. Of course I'm going to make it on fuel. And you know what? These top six that stayed out, top five that stayed out, or four, I don't know. I don't even know what the number is. Whoever all stayed out, they're going to make it. Because you know what it is? This is risk versus reward, baby. And the only way for you to do anything to get these dubs is you got to be leading by the checkered flag lap. Even though we're not even halfway done with the race yet. But hey, I like it. Get up front, stay up front. And as these two cautions have preside, being up front is probably the best place to be because you're technically avoiding all the wrecks. And hey, if you take a little playbook analysis out of the old Trevor and handbook, it'll say stay out as much as you can and just save. And hey, I'm with it. These boys out here know something. They probably been watching a little old me do little things out here sometimes. And hey, I'm with it, baby. Let's just keep it going. And I do want to make a quick note real quick. I got a text message from a friend that's watching the race right now. Steve, I will. So he said, Trev, and I quote, I'm going to read this text message. Every time there's a caution, you need to take a shot. And baby, it's Cinco de Mayo. So hey, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not professional by any means, but these two are. And I know Cody's out here going to have a little sip too. So every time there's a caution thrown, I am pretty much the verb is, I can't say that word, but I'm toast. So, Cody, I'm going to pass it on to you. What are you thinking here, bud?
Pretty heavy damage on
Oh, boy. Well, I've been doing a little bit of drinking too, but I don't know. Your math with fuel, the Trev math with fuel calculating is about the equivalent of Steiner math for all the wrestling fans out there. So I don't know. I think the drivers up front, I think their ability to make it with the same amount of stops as the drivers that had pitted in the back is probably going to depend on how much they've drank on Cinco de Mayo. Because I think me and you both are going to get a little bit more tipsy as this race goes on. But it is going to be interesting to see the two different strategies play out, and I think the guys up front, as long as the race doesn't go green, I think they'll be fine, and it'll all even out as far as them being able to pit with everyone else. But if the race goes green, that is when this the whole strategy of this race is going to get very interesting.
Well, I guess thank God I'm up here in the booth, or else it'd be a complete disaster here in the broadcast booth with all this going on this Cinco de Mayo. Shout out to Chris Carter once again, $20 super chat. How about that? With a note that says $5 each for the drivers that finish 10th through 14th race bonus. And, hey, I mean, how about that? We got people in the chat just throwing in bonuses for an extra pay spots, I guess, for these drivers out here. So thank you again, Chris, for that super chat. As here we go, we're trying to take lap 13, and maybe we'll go green for the rest of this race, even though I highly doubt that'll happen. Sean Corbett is the leader of the race, and gets a poor start on the bottom. I'm not sure. Maybe Michael Triscaro with an excellent push to Michael Barksdale in the outside lane. And Triscaro is going to try and take it underneath Barksdale into one. But Barksdale is going to block that advance. And here comes Chase Mistretta. Deja vu of what we just saw on the last restart. Getting pushed by Casey Sprinkle. Going to have a look at the lead out of 2.
Oh, yeah. And these boys are side by side just the way they like it, coming to take the green, and they're down the backstretch right now, and Chase is trucking on the outside right now, trying to get clear. As you know, being the leader, there's a lot to it. He's going to clear down to control the line to the bottom, and he's clear. Clear all the way to the bottom is Chase Mistretta. And as you see here, he'll try to get the run out of the corner if he can to clear up, to control the lines. But no, that's not what's happening, because the number 54, if I don't even know who that is, it's a McCullough car. Casey Sprinkle to the lead, coming to the start-finish line.
What are we doing?
Yeah, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cody.
I apologize.
No.
It's very common to see a number 59 McCullough Motorsports driver, but relatively new still on the McCullough Motorsports is Casey Sprinkle, and he is doing a very, very good job right now of leading this pack. Scott Warren goes right up in front of Brian Hennings, is leading the middle line. But the third line is coming with a great pusher, Austin Green. He's going to get that top lane built with a lot of momentum running 4 deep. It would not surprise me if he could get looks like the number 20 car of Kenny Stamper clear down to the bottom.
If only that was Kenny Stamper lead that top. So I believe that's actually the number 20 of Freddie Bazinez, who is now taking the lead on the outside line. And that is somebody, I mean, again, surprise, surprise, Freddie Bazinez trying to take the lead out here on the top side of the racetrack. And look at what we have up there on the third lane. Bazinez, Green, Gray, Seipel. Some of four of the best drivers we have in the PGR Lite Series up here trying to make an advance on that top lane. As we saw Michael Barksdale coming out of turn 4, come down into pit road. I believe, assuming it was a pit road penalty, or excuse me, a restart violation for advancing past the leader on that last restart. So that's a tough break for the 98 of Barksdale. But now Casey Sprinkle decides he wants to clear back up to the middle lane of the racetrack, leaving Chase Mistretta the leader in the middle of 3 and 4. And Austin Green bails out of it. And you hear him apologizing, I believe. Freddie right now, I'm assuming he just got too hot and has to pull back out of line. Oh, I just heard an engine expire. What? Did anyone else hear this? Oh, and we're crashing. Stamper and the 5 is going to save it. Who was that 5? That's Chase Hamilton in the number 5 machine. Okay, a lot just happened, and I feel like I'm just hearing things now. I hope everyone on the broadcast just heard that as well. But what a save by Stamper and Hamilton in the back of the field. And as we now have Chase Mistretta clearing up in front of Casey Sprinkle, leaving Mistretta, Triscaro, and Bazinez the leaders of all the lines into 3.
Oh, yeah, and these boys are moving now. We're racing here at Talladega. We got, what's that, Bazinez on the outside, Chase Mistretta in the middle, and Mr. PGR, Michael Triscaro, wrapping the bottom. Boys out here, he hadn't raced in a while, and he's hungry. He's ready. He's trying to get him that dub, trying to come out here and whip these boys back one more time in the Lite Series for his one and only race this season. And these boys out here, I think they're just shuffling. They're just getting to it. It's a hot track. They're going to be slipping and sliding. They're going to be moving and juking. So we're gonna see what they're gonna do here as Bazinez leads out front, coming in and out of turn 1 and 2.
I think the biggest issue that we have seen recently with the Xfinity car, and really it's been an issue for a long time. We have a hot track. We have no clearing. None of the 3 lanes have cleared so far. With that being said, it is really, really hard to get your lead car clear. Chase has been trying to clear down to the bottom. Freddie has been trying to clear down to at least the middle. We haven't really seen any movement yet. So with that being said, all 3 pushers are very, very hot, and we see these lanes stagnate, race in and race out. It's going to be very interesting. Freddie is getting a little bit of a push. Can he clear? It's going to be interesting as we cross the start-finish line, and he is clear now.
Yeah, Bazinez well clear of both of the lanes, can pick whichever one he wants, middle or bottom. He's going to take it all the way to the bottom of the racetrack as we finally saw some movement out of that 3rd lane. A tremendous push job from Wyatt Gray in the 18, who now finds himself the leader of the 3rd lane with Nick Seipel and Cameron Craighead in tow behind him, and James Wagner. Great run for the number 30 of Wagner so far in this race, but now that bottom lane is sort of dying out, and now the 3rd is too. Mistretta to the bottom to block Bazinez, leaving Sprinkle the leader of the middle lane, and still Gray topside in that 3rd lane. And I was going to make a point, when these lines start to stagnate and everyone starts getting hot, all the pushers are hot, and everyone feels slow in the back, that causes 2 things. It causes frustration and it causes checkups, both of which are going to lead to crashes at some point. And that's the worst thing you could have in this car, because at some point someone's going to try and split it out 4 wide. And yes, you can do it in this car, but not exactly comfortably. And in the Lite Series, who knows how well that would go. But that 3rd lane, as we see it now, is just completely died out. Gray bailed, Seipel bailed, and now that leaves Cameron Craighead, James Wagner leading that, what remains, I should say, of the 3rd lane on the racetrack, as Mistretta and Bazinez still side by side into turn 3. We got one in the wall. Is that the 27 car, I think, in the back right there, that black and red car? I could not tell who that was, but he's going to continue. It was Elijah Palmeter in the number 27 machine, catching a piece of the wall, but is going to continue on in the race, not taking anybody else with him. So, lucky break for him and the rest of the field there as we come to take lap number 20 here. And look at the 76 of Scott Warren. Forgive me, who is this guy? I've never seen him before. And he's out here making some great moves out here on the racetrack. That's great to see that. Someone, I believe, that is new to the series is out here doing the best he can to go here and lead the laps. We have a caution on the racetrack as the 45 is around. That's Ethan Collier out of turn 2. As he gets it back going, some tremendous rear end damage on the 45 of Collier. Let's back it up and see if we could get... Oh, my goodness. Ooh, okay. I think I can maybe explain what happened here already.
You were gone since the trial and then came back in 1 and 2.
As you heard the call from race controller, I'm going to put this in slow-mo, as you will probably see... Bam! He was gone for an extended period of time, reappears right in front of the 52 of Chris Melton. And there's nothing Chris Melton can do in that scenario. It's just going to spin the 45 down the racetrack once more into Danny Barnes. But I think all things considered, we're going to get away from this crash pretty light once again. Only the 45 appears to be involved in this, unless Sterling Theis is going to get a piece, and he will. Just going to slam right in. But he's going to netcode through him. And I'll tell you what, I don't think that 40 car has any damage on him. So a lucky, lucky break for Sterling. And everyone else in the back is going to miss him as well. So a 1-car incident here, Trev.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. We run into that every so often when it comes to these simulation, internet iRacing shenanigans, the old dreaded blink out or the netcode. And it's just when somebody's internet just doesn't mesh well with the server. And sometimes you blink in and sometimes you blink out. And we have that happen every so often in every sort of race. It could be super speedways, mile and a halves, road courses, whatever you want to call it. And that's just the name of the game, and that's just what happens. And there's nothing we can control on our end, but it happens, and unfortunately, it takes some guys with them. And sometimes we get scot-away free, but in this case, a wreck occurred, and unfortunately, some guys took damage. But once again, this also brings another strategy play. The guys that stayed out get to keep some track position that stayed up there, and the guys that wrecked a few previous cautions ago, or even this caution, will be able to fix their cars. And hey, that's, like I said, the name of the game. What do you think, Cody?
Well, I've seen in plenty of PGR races where if the race goes green, the guys that stay out with less fuel, it normally ends up burning them because under green flag conditions, they have to take more fuel, meaning their stop is going to be longer, and they tend to lose track position. If you can get a quick caution like we just had after you stay out, when you flip that track position, you might be down, say, 2.5 gallons. You're going to go in and pit, but the net gain that you took, say you gained 10, 15 positions, that is still going to be a net gain, even though you have to take on, say, a couple more gallons of fuel. That difference is going to be so minute, you might only lose 2, 3, 4 positions. But if you've gained 10 off staying out, it's a net gain where now you have the track position to potentially go up there and jockey for the lead. And now those drivers that stayed out, they're on that same pit strategy as the drivers that they leapfrogged the caution prior. So I think for the guys that stayed out, big gain for all of them.
Yeah, that's a good call for everyone up there. As we, not much changed up here at the front of the field. Everyone coming into top off on fuel. Basnet is still the leader. Mistretta second. Warren third. Craighead fourth. Hennings fifth. I think Brian, that might be the first time we've seen him crack into the top 5 tonight. So good run so far in the race for the 74 of Brian Hennings. And at least we got a little bit of green flag racing in there. We got some solid 3 wide battles throughout the entire lead pack. And unfortunately, a little bit of a internet issue is what's going to take us out of our third caution. Give us a little break, I guess, here. We were approaching halfway. I believe it's going to be lap number 24 when we take the green flag to try it all again. And Trev, let's get an update, I guess. How many shots have you taken?
All right, well, before we do that, I'd just like to take a special second here to recognize a day of importance, the old Cinco de Mayo day, May the 5th, which is also, if you didn't know, is the holiday commemorating the Mexican Army victory over the French. And yes, I just Googled that. So, as I said earlier, my boy Steve put me up to this. I got an old bottle of Don Julio right here sitting next to me. It's hot. It was supposed to be cold, but I forgot, and it's hot. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little swig. We are now, I don't know, we started 1, so this is 2. So this will be the second one. The second shot. Old Trev counter going up. Boom, boom. Number 2 for the night. And I'm feeling nice. We're feeling good. I'm feeling a little loosey-goosey. I'm ready to get some racing in, boys. Ready to watch some stuff go on. And Cody, what you doing over there?
Well, I just cracked open my second. Well, hold on here. If anyone has had it, these Monster Nasty Beast drinks I'm drinking, the first one was a peach. The second one that I just opened is an original. I'm not really digging it. Chat, if you have anything to say about these Monster alcohol drinks, I don't know if anyone thinks any different than me, but I'm really not digging it. But before we go green, I do have a special shout out. My oldest boy, Ashton, on Cinco de Mayo, he turned 9 years old today. So happy birthday, Ashton. I got to go to his baseball practice and spend the evening with him after work. And now I get to enjoy a little bit of Lite Series. So it has been a great Monday and Cinco de Mayo. So again, before we go green, big shout out to Ashton. Happy birthday. He is 9 years old today.
Well, there we go. Happy birthday, Ashton. That's if he's watching right now, which honestly, in your household, I would assume he is potentially watching this right now. So if you are, happy birthday, Ashton. Having 9 years old, I'm starting to lose my ability to speak. Once again, as I don't know what's been going on recently. These races, it's just, I guess, it's taking it out of me. Basnes, Mistretta, Warren, Craighead, Hennings, Littleger, Scarrow, Smith, Corbett, Gray, top 10. As Mistretta, there's some jostling going on in the top lane. Not sure what that's about. Mistretta's kind of jiggling around right there, but he's going to sort himself out, and that's good. And look at the jump on the bottom side. Basnes is just completely gone already. Warren did not time a push too well for Fred. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I just got real taken off guard by what Freddie was just doing. Good for him. He's having a good time. He's out here leading the race. He's just going to wiggle his car around a little bit, and now he's going to decide he wants to go to the top side with Cameron Craig, and he's going to get turned. Oh, my goodness. What a save by Basnes, as that's going to be a great little break for Mistretta, as he's going to be well clear to the middle lane. He's going to clear up in front of Basnes. Then you have Asher Little now decides, hey, I want to go up here and get a lead little bit of taste of the lead out here with Wyatt Gray and Nick Seipel, who have been together, tandem together this entire race, it seems like, of Gray and Seipel. And Wagner. It's just they've all been in a line, it seems like, the whole time. And how about our old friend Tucker McClendon? Look at him back there in that Tennessee car. He's having a great run up here. And you know what, Trev? You know what that means. You know what that means. And we're going to do it right now. Let's go ahead and pull him up here. Where's he at? Let's find him real quick. Thank you for your patience. Here he is. Tucker McClendon, the boys in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I have a copy.
Hey, well, we're back to your green flag interviews here in the PGR Lite Series. You're having a terrific run so far. It's a halfway lap. What's your feelings?
Oh, feeling pretty good. Just sitting kind of between that 18th and 8th position all race, having a little fun. Trying to cause some wrecks so Trev gets drunk tonight, but I feel like that's going to happen anyway.
Not wrong.
I don't think you're, Oh, Little at the front of the field. Oh, my goodness. Asher Little would have saved at the front. Tucker, you would have about to been real angry up here in the booth with us if that happened. You have some damage on the back of your race car. How'd that happen?
Nice paint scheme, Evan.
Oh, no. Probably some damn idiot out here doesn't know when to hit the brakes.
A nice, short, sweet, simple answer. We've got more. What is going on? There's some moves up front. We're going to take this up. Yeah, stay up here for a minute, Tucker. What are you seeing out the windshield right now? It's a little bit of craziness as Mastretta tries to clear up Vazquez, and he does it well, and now Triscaro and Walker take it to the third lane, as does Seipel, as does Craighead, and Seipel thinks better of it. He's going to go back to the middle, does not trust what he sees in that third lane, and so is Tucker McClendon, sitting 7th in the middle of the racetrack right now. Great run for you, Tucker, and I'll tell you what, what's the strategy going forward in this race?
I don't know. I've been, trying to make my way forward, but then people start doing, stupid shit, throwing blocks, and so I just fall back and, try to stay out of it. But, it's kind of hard with the fuel being what it is. I got 12.4 right now, so you're getting down to having one more stop, and, if it goes green, you got to nail that and, try to be in position to come out with the lead pack.
Oh, this was a good plan to have. Is I'd say watch out around you. You got some people looking 4 wide, kind of all in and around you right now. So just be wary.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, we got one in the walls. Crank Edward crashing. There we go. It's everybody. Miss it, Tucker. Miss it, Tucker. Miss it, Tucker. Did he miss it?
Yeah.
Did Tucker get through? Look at everybody else. Oh, what?
Motherfucker,
I'm on board with that guy right now. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Did you make it through that? What?
You made it. You made it. You got it right, man. Going out on board right now. You got to see that thing.
All right. 1 second. We're going to go back. Before we look at the wreck, we're going to watch Mr. McClendon's onboard. Apparently, this is a thing of beauty. Let's go back all the way to the middle of the backstretch. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
On board with Tucker, and you see the wreck develop in front. He's going to miss one of them. He's going to miss 2 of them. He's going to miss that second guy again. The third, the fourth, the fifth, and the 6th. Oh, my goodness. What a job. Oh, and the 7th. Jared Haynes coming back up the racetrack right at the end. Hey, that's great, Tucker. We just need to keep you in the booth, I guess, the rest of these races, because maybe we're a good luck charm for you.
Holy.
Keep it off me, Josh.
It was wild.
Way better than last week, brother. Oh my god.
Yeah, last week I would have been.
We heard some of the terminology used by you last week. And, it's nice that you're a happy Tucker. That's a nice thing to have. Let's review this crash right here.
Checking up heavy
From a top-down view, we see Craighead with a nose over Vazquez and Mastretta. It looks like it's going to be a little bit of a weird push from Triscaro to Craighead. Is going to cause a stack-up. Walker into Triscaro, down into Smith and Vazquez. Unfortunately, Smith's going to come down to the 76 of Scott Warren, as the 74 of Hennings goes to avoid, and then Smith back up the racetrack into Chris Walker and Michael Triscaro, and then there's a separate incident in the back. The 27 of Palmetter's involved, Danny Barnes, Vondell, Wilson, I believe that's Chase Hamilton getting a piece as well, Sean Corbett, Kenny Stamper getting a piece of this also. Let's take a look at Stamper and the other number, the white and black and orange number 30. I think his damage is going to be okay for Stamper. Oh, Heath, Job, and Asher Little is still going to continue. Axel Smith's going to get into it again. The 11, the 18. This is a massive crash we just had here, boys. I don't even know where to look for this one.
It was couldn't even tell you, brother. It was all over the place. There's cars going left and right, up and down, sideways, as we just rode along with Tucker. Oh, Kenny Stamper got a piece of it. Oh, man, these boys are all over the place. It's a hot track. It's hot, baby. Hot here at Talladega. What better can you ask for other than not wrecking? But boy, oh boy, I love it. I love seeing it. I love seeing the determination. I need more onboards. I need something.
If that's not Trev.
Rear end damage here, it looks like.
That's right. I don't know what you said, but that's right.
22 EO.
Oh boy. Well, looks like Michael Triscaro is getting the EOL for that wreck. It looks like Cameron Craig had hit the wall. He saves it, but it looked like as a result that maybe Triscaro, I've only looked at it once or twice, but it looked like maybe Triscaro might have overreacted a little bit, and going down the track, it looks like he gets into Freddie. He gets hit by Chris, then hits Freddie. Axel goes down, and Axel gets into Scott Warren, so it's just a little bit of a chain reaction. It looked like it was initially set off by Cameron Craighead, but I think Mike's getting the EOL for overreacting a little bit there.
Everyone washed right back up the track.
Well, that's what the call is going to be on that. I heard an EOL as well, I believe, for the 22, which I think, unfortunately, is our buddy Quentin Steinbach. That's tough for him getting an EOL. Let's, I guess, maybe you could call it karma from earlier when he got ARCA break. He decided he wants to do it again. Quentin didn't. Hold on. Okay. I struggle to call that one ARCA breaking.
The pride of Cheyenne, Wyoming made it through, and that's all that matters, baby.
Hey, Quentin made it through with no damage, so I don't know about that one. That's
two most unlucky people I've ever seen.
As someone that is vehemently against ARCA breaking, I don't know. I can't call that one Quentin. But let's just take it back live, I guess. That's about all we could really see from that wreck. So the leader of the race is still Chase Mastretta. Terrific run for Chase in this race. You see that the field is going to double back up when now Nick Seipel with a front row starting position. Then you have Brian Hennings in fourth behind Nick Seipel, a pair of teammates right there. Freddie Basnez on the bottom. In the 20, then Evan Carlbon in the Honeybun car is up there in row number 3 on the outside. So, actually, you know what? This is what we need to do. We still have Tucker up here. Where are you at, Tucker? Let's find you real quick. You've dropped to 16. How is that possible?
I had, I guess that back end before that wreck that Trev pointed out, or Cody pointed out, I had like 22 seconds worth of damage, so I went ahead and fixed that up.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't lose too much track position right there, so it's probably a good call for you. So, do you want to go back down there with your teammates, or do you want to hang out up here?
Well, I think they might all be dead, so, yeah, I can go back down there.
I think you might actually be correct about that statement. I mean, I was just, I'm assuming you have Asher, Quentin, no, I don't know who that is. Logan York's down there, but Logan York's obviously not in the race. Let's take a look at. Well, Quentin, we saw Quentin already. Where's Asher? Okay, yeah, Asher might be struggling for a little bit here.
Infield Care Center, maybe. Where is he at?
Oh, he's on the racetrack, but he's in a car that looks like what it would have sent someone to the Infield Care Center.
Oh man, dude, his right front wheel is not rolling.
Oh, is it not?
It's locked up.
EOL.
Oh, he's asking for an EOL. I want to see if we can get a look at that real quick before we go back green. Probably not even going to be able to. Maybe we will.
Pace car is off.
Pace car is off.
Pace car pulled off now, but it's fine.
Oh, yeah, I guess you got to see it there. Yeah, we'll take your word for it. We'll probably see it in a second. There's Mr. Mastretta in the number 8 car in a paint scheme that yours truly designed. I know it's a thing of beauty, isn't it? It's good to see that thing out here leading the race here, and hopefully he can get a good finish with it. Jace Mastretta, Nick Seipel, the front row, and what a launch on the bottom from Mastretta. Baznez not getting. Oh, we're stacking up in the back. What happened to Nash Brambilla? Nash Brambilla did not go whatsoever, and it caused a stack up in the back, but everyone's going to get away from it A-OK, so good on the rest of the field for realizing the situation, but now we've got like a 10-car breakaway at the front of this field, and it looks like we're back in the 2011 Cup tandem package up front with Mastretta and Baznez linked up, and Seipel and Hennings, but now here comes the rest of the field trying to work their way back to him out of 2.
Oh man, and of course we know how this goes. The outside line is gonna rocket into 3 and 4 as Simple takes the lead and drops to the bottom. Headings to the outside. Chase Mastretta behind him. And then we got Honey Bun up there up front. If you take a look at the hood of that car, that's a sexy model. That's Trevor Aswarnaut on the hood with Landon Veleke on the side. And also if you go to the back of it, there's Cody Nagels on the taillight. And oh wait, there's more. I can't tell. Oh, that's Joe Horter on the other tail light. Man, that everybody's out here tonight rocking for the 78 Jack Shack Honey Bun Toyota Chevrolet Mustang, whatever it is. Yeah, we're feeling nice, baby. We're feeling nice. We're out here, and I'm gonna pass it on to Cody.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Trev. I didn't even know that I was on Evan's car until you pointed it out. But now I got my phone out and I'm taking a picture for Snapchat. That's good. That is hilarious, actually. So 2 things real quick. I do want to elaborate just a little bit more on that last caution. It looked like it was a little bit of an offset push that sent Craighead into the wall. But going back to this action, I don't know if the field should be a little bit worried that Chase has been leading a lot of laps in this race, or has at least been up front for a lot of laps. I don't know if that's a precursor for like the field getting nuked here at some point, but Chase is running a good race. Knock on wood, that is, that his connection holds up so far. He's doing a really good job controlling the front with Freddie Bazinez and Nick Seipel.
Was he hurt?
I do want to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Bro, sorry, Landon.
No, go
I do want to say I talked to Chase right before this race, and he said he was going to come up here. And there's a common term to us money racers. It's called swinging. And Chase said he was going to come out here swinging, baby. He was going to go to the top. He was going to go to the bottom. He was going to go third. He's planning on winning this race, baby. He's hungry. He's hungry hippo. Chase Mastretta out front as we go into 3 and 4.
Hungry hippo. This Chase Mastretta. The hippo's leading on the middle lane right now. That's a term I never thought I'd hear describe Chase, as Seipel decides he doesn't want to push Chase anymore, and he's going to go to the 3rd lane with Casey Sprinkle. Bazinez up to Chase's aid in that middle lane, not leaving him hanging. And we see in the Honey Bun machine got completely just shoved out. Evan Carlbon got, I don't know what happened to him. He's got shuffled. He got something. Oh, Sprinkle's going to save it.
Yes,
Casey
baby, that's what I'm talking
Sprinkle.
about.
Look at Casey. We're done. No, we're not. Austin Green. Oh.
No.
There we go. Barksdale, Green, Hamilton getting a piece. Steinbach, there he is. He's getting through. And I'll tell you what. There ain't nobody more unlucky in this series than Austin Green. At being one of the guys that you expect to see win, like, is capable of winning every race. I mean, he gets trashed every single week in this light series, and that's just a shame. He's driving pretty upset right now. Look how fast he's going right there. And once again, just a stack up. But I'll tell you what I've seen on great display here tonight is the amount of what causes the checkups, right, is a couple of guys up front. All the guys up front, they've done a tremendous job. And when they get spun, they've done a great job saving it.
Sprinkle.
The problem is everyone in the back
He's just trying to save
they don't really have many options. They're just going to get caught up into it,
to get out of his way.
unfortunately, and that's just going to
Barksdale was just right there, so.
lead to the potential of getting some nights ended. Let's go all the way
No fault
back.
to anyone there.
And this is actually going to be, hold on, maybe not. Slow down. I thought it was between a pair of teammates. Yeah, oh my goodness. Y'all go look at that netcode between Sprinkle and, I want to say that was off of Chase. The way it just shot him up the racetrack. I mean, you could fit a whole car in that width. And Sprinkle, what a job by Casey to save that car and just put it up in the wall, which is a tremendous job by him. And then Austin Green, trying to avoid, is going to get a little bit loose behind Sprinkle, and then he's going to get run over by the 98 of Barksdale, is going to send him sideways. Looks like Austin's still going to save, but then Barksdale's going to clean him out again and spin both of them down the racetrack, and then Barksdale is going to go right into the 5 of Chase Hamilton. And the 11 car getting a piece of this as well. I believe that's Cameron Hackett in the number 11. What an unlucky break for Chase Hamilton right there. I don't think his damage is going to be too severe, but I mean, wow, just a lot going on right here. Right, Cody's laughing at something. What's going on?
Oh, the freaking double net code going on right here. If you go back and watch that replay, there looks like there's slight net code between Chase and Josh, but there's like 8 foot of net code between Chase and Casey Sprinkle. It's the second time already this race that there's been a caution fly because of Chase's internet connection. So I'm sorry, Chase is probably going to be pissed at me later for laughing that hard about it, but it's freaking hilarious at this point. If you're side drafting Chase, you're doing it at your own discretion at this point.
Well, I will say, I think there's nobody better that knows the wrath of Chase Mastretta's internet than you and me, Cody, at being his teammates. We have experienced it many a time, and unfortunately. But, I mean, let's just keep this zoomed in. I mean, look at Sprinkle. I mean, just, again, what a great job by Casey to save that car. As someone that I believe runs a 900 steering ratio, you know, your standard kind of ratio, does a tremendous job saving that car. And then Austin Green, another person that does that, trying desperately to save that, but he just keeps getting run into, and there's nothing he can really do about it. He's going to lock it down, and is going to get away with not exactly minimal damage, but I think damage that'll be repairable for the 87. We keep wadding him up the way we are. He should still be in with a shout to potentially get a look at the win of this thing. And our, hold on, where was... I keep forgetting Tucker's still up here. Let's see Tucker. Where... I know you weren't involved, Tucker. What'd you... Oh, you were well in front of this.
Yeah, it happened all. Well, I passed it, and it all happened behind.
That's good. Hey, Tucker is still in the race, and I think us boys in the booth, as Tucker's basically another broadcaster at this point, in-race reporter, as he is, I would claim that as a broadcaster win if you were to go up here and win this. So I'd like you to go up there and win, Tucker, if you could.
I'll try. I think there's also something called the broadcaster's curse that you probably just put on me, but it's fine.
Okay. Nothing. Anyone that watched the Cup race yesterday, involving that, speaking of announcers' curses, what Kevin Harvick did to Kyle Busch, announcer curse-wise, was absolutely foul, and I don't think anything will ever top that. So we're just going to go with, look, let's say of all the announcer curses in the world, maybe it all got used in that one moment of Kyle Busch getting cursed within 1 second of somebody saying something, and we'll just go with the fact that you're just going to continue and you're going to win. I mean, right now you're in 8th, Tucker. I mean, it's a great run for you.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't use up all my luck on avoiding that big wreck a couple cautions ago. But yeah, that's the plan. Let's go up here and at least get in the money and try to win this thing. I need it. I've had horrible luck this series, so I need a win to get in.
Oh, there we go. And that's well, obviously keep an eye on you as our reporter. We have 14 laps to go. We're coming to 13. We actually, about 20 of these laps have kind of flown by for me. I thought we still had like 20-something to go, and that's nice to see, refreshing. We've only got 13. Hold on, something going on with Asher Little. Hold on.
I would like to chime in real quick before you do that. These boys are close on fuel, very close. So if they don't get another caution, it's check for these guys to start saving a little fuel. They should be right on the edge coming to the start-finish line.
Asher is broke.
Yeah, Trev, we're about a lap and a half to the good right now, but that's under pace, so we'll see how it turns out once we get going.
Yeah, is Asher's wheel still locked up? I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Yeah, he's broke. His
well,
right front's broke.
You can never rule him out of still winning this race.
This is true. I've seen worse.
Once more, shout out to Chris Carter with all the super chats tonight. $5 super chat saying $5 to the first guy that gets on his lid. If not, PGR can have the $5. So free $5 for anyone still in the race. If you want to go ahead and put yourself on your roof before the end of this race, see if anyone claims that. As Seipel is the leader of the race, is an inverted front row as we had for the last restart between Mastretta and Seipel. Now we expect Seipel to get a great push on the bottom, as he will, but I'll tell you what, Chase timed that pretty well for not having any help on that outside line with Wyatt Gray not connecting to him yet. And if Seipel doesn't get the opportunity to clear up, I'll tell you, Chase Mastretta is probably going to be your leader out of turn 3.
Oh, yeah, Chase Mastretta is getting hung back as Casey Sprinkle jumps up to the outside to try to get that line moving. We got Sipple out here in front with Headings following behind, and Bazinez. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Bazinez that jumped out in front of Mastretta and Gray. They got a train coming. There's Tucker coming. They're coming trucking on the outside, trying to get that lane clear so that Bazinez can jump to the bottom, just as expected, going into 3 and 4.
Well, it was very surprising there. Right on that restart, it seemed like just about the entire field wanted to go bottom, and it looked like Tucker McClendon was going to be the big winner out of the entire deal, because he had a lot of cars in front of him on the restart, but here he is sitting P6 right now, 1 lap after the restart. As we get to the line, it looks like Chase Mastretta is going to have a slight lead over Freddie Bazinez. But what a restart so far for Tucker McLennan. And again, it just looked like he was a big net positive for him, just because simply a lot of drivers, as Chase gets a little bit loose, a lot of drivers they're electing, really surprising. Everyone seemed like they were wanting to play it safe.
Well, they're not going to be playing it safe for too long. We know how this goes. There's 12 laps to go. Someone's going to make a third lane at some point, and God forbid a fourth lane, and it's going to lead to mayhem after that. We see a third lane starting to arrive with, I believe, the likes of James Waring and Brock Westmoreland on the third lane, but they're going to need a lot more help than that. As Joshua McCullough, I think that is in the 05, is going to take a peek at it, and a few others. Here comes the cavalry on the outside. The 27, 76, 48 all decide to go up, but then Josh says, no, I'm going to go back down. So, interesting moves by Josh McCullough trying to work his way up through this field. And our boy Tucker sitting third in the middle right now. We'll see what he can do. He might want to take a peek at going to the third. He's not going to. He's going to let Cameron Craighead go by with a push from Scott Warren, who's making his charge back up through the field in the 76. And there's some, I don't know what's going on between Seipel and Hennings. Bazinez up to block the third lane. That might be good. It's not. It's everybody. Oh, Mastretta, what a save.
What a save, Chase Mastretta. Holy crap. I don't want to play a little bit of favoritism there, but that was an insane save if we can go back and get a replay on that.
I think I said that, if anyone could even understand my screaming with what I just saw. Wow. That might have been the greatest thing I've ever seen Chase do. That was incredible. But unfortunately, I guess I cursed Tucker. There he is.
Yeah.
We'll see how bad it is.
It doesn't look horrendous. I will say that. It doesn't look too bad.
I got 2 guys up front. I got driven through.
But I don't know. We'll see. Let's go back and take a look at this, what truly was, I think, the huge one here tonight at Talladega. This started on the outside when Bazinez... You hear Chase on the mic.
Let's
go back. Let's take it up top, see what it causes.
Too big of a speed difference to go up there and make a block like that. Wyatt, I mean, even him full slamming it still causes a big stack up on the top side. So,
Yeah,
there it is. Yep,
get it
with that call.
You just can't do that in this car.
EOL to Bazinez for
I bet my back, Chase.
causing that crash with that block.
Bazinez was clear and he established position. I don't know. I'm with you, Cody. I think that's a little bad call.
Thanks, buddy.
I don't know. It goes both ways, okay? So Freddie is clear. He's very clear. I think we are all in agreement that he has the lane. There's no questioning, it was not a late block. But I think the question is, with the Xfinity car, I haven't looked at the speed difference, but is it the speed difference that he's not really giving a chance to the top lane to be able to check up because it accordions straight back, where with the truck we know that we can no-lift push and we can make it stick. With the Xfinity car, if you slam the guy, you're gonna spin him more times than not. So I'm wondering with that call, Baker is saying that the speed difference was too much for the guy pushing Freddie to have any kind of a chance to push him square without causing an accordion.
Yeah, you're right.
I do see the foundation for that call. I really don't know if the block itself was necessary from Freddie, though. I see why he did it, but I think he would have been just fine if he would have stayed in the middle lane. As bad comes worse, you have one driver that moves down from the top to the middle, and then Freddie is the lead pusher in the middle lane with all the control. I know why he did it, I just don't think it was necessary.
Yeah, it's a fair point to make, and just looking on board, this is Casey Sprinkle, someone that got taken out in this, another threat. We saw Tucker McLennan get a piece of this, and a few others. I think Triscaro got a piece.
I've ever seen.
I'm trying to... I mean, there's so much going on. Let's find Cameron Craighead. Here he is in the 48 machine. Just get a good view of the true big part of this. Look at just the stack on the bottom, and then Brock Westmore with a massive hit to the outside wall. Barksdale getting a piece. Stamper getting a piece as well. Warren, Brambilla. I think Theis gets a piece, and Austin Green inevitably is going to get a piece of this as well. I swear that guy just has no luck when it comes to these races. Something he's going to, thought he was going to get a little more contact there. So anyway, there it is. Officially, that is our big one here tonight. We already had a couple of them. That was the huge one we just had. Tucker, how bad was the damage?
About 430.
Okay.
Get me another caution and
Right.
hopefully I'm good.
Well, you never know. I will say, we are only down, as is what the standard has kind of been in PGR races as of the past month. One green-white-checkered, only one attempt at that, and we're going to be restarting with 7 laps to go here. So, who knows? Maybe hopefully you'll get a lucky break right there. Chase has a question for you, Trev. Did you hear that?
I didn't. What did you ask?
Chase asked how many shots you've taken.
Hopefully 6.
All right, so I took one last caution, and this one I'm going to take right now. So I think I'm at,
Trev's a bitch.
I don't know. I don't do numbers. I'm probably at maybe
Trevor's
4 or
block.
5, maybe 6. I want to be at like 7 or 8 by the end of this. But yeah, so your answer that I was going to come over the mic. I'm sorry. I'm a little hors d'oeuvred right now, or as the kids call it, trashed. Yeah, we'll just say trashed. Like a lot of schwacked, like a lot of these race cars on the track.
Hors d'oeuvre?
Oh, I don't know, man. You tell me. What do you kids say? We're not even that far in age difference.
I mean,
what do you
that's
guys
a new
say?
one. I've never heard that before in my life.
I mean, I tried.
But,
I tried. Mike got me. And
I mean, I don't
probably
know.
Somebody got him
Probably
too, so.
trash. Hey, hold on.
Now, as soon as they started,
I have an observation.
upset with who I got hit
The
by.
Honeybun car is back up here.
Oh, man.
And let's give a shout out to Mark Vondel in 5th position right now.
Vondy,
Great run for him.
yes,
And
sir.
James Waring, 2 terrific runs for these guys so far. Then you have Elijah Palmer, a new name to the series. Sean Corbett in 8th. But someone we expect to see up here is Corbett. Carl Bond's back into the top 10, kind of marinating around the 9th position. James Wagner, a very clean race for James so far in this race. It was nice to see that as well. An interesting kind of top 10 we've got going on. And I will say, I think Cody might get a laugh out of this. We've mentioned Chase's internet issues. Well, now Chase,
Mike,
still has the potential to have an internet issue. And he has right rear damage after his crash he just had. And I don't know. We'll see. I mean, to be fair, so does Vondel, so does Waring. Few guys up here have damage. Palmetter does as well.
Catch up here. Come on.
We'll see how it goes. All right, 7 laps to go into the restart box for Nick Seipel and Wyatt Gray, the front row. Pair of teammates on the bottom. Hennings being teammates with Seipel, excuse me. Very late into the box for Nick Seipel. And he's still going to get a decent start, but Wyatt Gray and Mastretta, they're going to have a good run. You would assume coming out of turn 2, if Mastretta connects with a great push, he needs Waring to get up there and push him now, but he's not going to be able to. Seipel clearing Wyatt Gray out of turn number 2, leaving Brian Hennings the leader on the bottom.
Oh, yeah, Hennings coming out of 2. He's going to be leading the bottom with old Vondy behind him. Mark Vondel doesn't get enough credit, but he tries to stay as clean as possible, and he tries to make it to the end of these races. Vondel might be a threat out here, but we got some strong contenders. We got Sipple on the outside. Hennings is closing the bottom, trying to get clear to the outside. May not have it out of the corner here, but there's a strong line on the outside out there. Look for the push to come out of the corner. And we got a third line forming with just 2 cars on the outside. Now 3, now 4. So we're going to see what we're going to do here with only a few laps to go as they cross the start-finish line.
And the fan favorite in Mark Vondel was doing a very good job with minimal support, it looked like, behind him from Palmetter, but he was pushing Hennings well, but not well enough. Nick Seipel clears down to the bottom, and now Chase Mastretta has an opportunity to push Wyatt Gray equal with Seipel, but then again, he just doesn't have enough help from James Waring. Seipel right now is able to lead both lanes as we're coming down to the final laps of this race, and we see Chase Mastretta going 3 wide.
I saw it coming. I saw when there was a gap in front of Stephen Miles, I was thinking Chase is going to do it, and he did it. He goes up to that 3rd lane. Now, granted, remember, Chase has a weird kind of right rear bumper now. It's not exactly what it should be, and you can tell he's all kind of over the place right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Miles tries to split him out as we have a 4th lane trying to develop. Joshua McCullough and Casey Sprinkle taking it to the 4th. Think better of it. They're going to come back down in front of behind Brent Bill, and maybe not. McCullough's going to go. Joshua McCullough in the 05 is going to take it to the 4th lane and see if he can't make something happen up there. Mastretta is still hanging on for dear life in that number 8 machine, getting with the pushes from Steven Miles, and they're gonna file back in. Carl Bond, Corbett, lots of shuffling around in the middle, and we're crashing. Miles, or that's not Miles, that's everybody. It's McCullough. Wagner, I think, gets a piece. Warren once more.
Can you guys catch me in one more fucking wreck?
Somebody just ate that inside wall. Oh, man.
I think that was a 76 of Scott Warren catching a piece right towards the end of that. Joshua McCullough we saw get hooked initially. Let's go back. Take one quick look. And oh, this is way too far back. That was the last caution. I'm not sure why our system's doing this right now.
That's unfortunate for Josh, too, because he's broke. Sparks are coming out from underneath that car. His night might be over. Yep, meatball flag. He's done.
That is tough for Josh. We saw him. He's...
Man, y'all are fucking dog shit.
Yeah, there you go. You heard him on the mic.
Take another shot, Trev.
Josh McCullough,
shot.
everybody.
It's coming.
Trying to find...
Oh, boy.
Black, cleared.
Here we go. Let's just take it in slow-mo real quick. And there's just a stack up kind of in the middle, a really deep stack up. I don't... That's odd. That's not where you expect to see a stack up happen, especially to the extent that it did. But it's like Warren kind of gets into Corbett. It's going to spin or into Wagner, and that's going to spin Wagner up into McCullough. And then everyone else is honestly going to do a good job of getting through this. And let's take a look at Scott Warren. That's the hit he takes to the inside while they're right here. There it is.
Takes us at left.
Pretty big hit for the 76 machine of Warren. Let's back it up again.
Scott's offset.
And a couple different
Turns,
looks.
James.
Focused on the 76 here. Why was there a stack up right there? I don't have an explanation of... There was no reason there should have been a stack up right there.
Looks like maybe Evan Carlbon came up to the middle lane and they just stacked everything up, maybe? Kind of what it looks like to me.
Well, this view I just saw... I'm going to take this in slow-mo, actually. Corbett's not lifting. I mean, he gets a little sideways, but I think... Okay. That's weird. That's really weird. So... It looks like Wagner lifts, and Warren isn't expecting that, and he's going to push James. But at the same time, let's back this up again. Bazinez is trying to split 4 wide between Scott Warren, Chris Walker, Cameron Craighead, Casey Sprinkle, all kind of in that, and it kind of turns 76 a little bit there, but he just very quickly corrects. I don't know. That's a strange looking accident. That's just not one that I expect to see at all. It's just different
events.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of different calamities. I'm using different words. A bunch of different calamities just like came together there, and it wasn't exactly one thing. I guess it was just all of it.
Calamities.
Yes.
I've been hearing a whole different language from Trevin Oswinoff. First, it's the checkered flag lap. I've never heard of a checkered flag lap, and now we're talking about calamities. But nonetheless, it looked like there was 2 mistakes being made at the same time. The first one was Scott Warren.
Where'd you go, Freddie?
That very, very awkward checkup. Scott Warren was checking up behind James Wagner, and he hits Wagner offset, and at the same time, like you had alluded to, Landon, it looked like Freddie Bazinez was trying to split Scott 4 wide, and if Scott doesn't hit James there, Freddie's hitting him. So it was like 2 things happened back to back, and if one didn't cause the caution, the other was about to. So it's gonna be a very interesting finish to this race. What I will say, I think the beneficiaries of that caution was everybody that was in the 3rd lane, because I think Chase Mastretta and Steven Miles were both about to stagnate, and I don't think they were going to make very much track position up, because I think Steven was starting to get hot there, so that caution did come at a very good time for those 2.
That is true. I do have a quick question. I think I missed it. What was the call on that crash?
The call was on...
Okay.
Well, no, he was given an EOL for something separate. I think the caution was Scott Warren was the call.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Yep.
I was just curious.
I don't know what I do without you,
Cody. You probably drink a little bit more, same as I am.
What? Yes, sir. That's what I'm gonna do right now, because I'm owed a shot for this caution.
Well, You know what I'm going to say to that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, I
Mark,
believe
you're a bad
Mr.
man.
Hennings, who is currently scored as leader of the race, pretty quickly after that caution came out, requested that you take your 7th shot. So, did you do that, or?
The things I do for Monday night PGR light races. Yep, we're doing it right now, boys. What are we? 1 to green. Yep, we're gonna go ahead.
Hey, O'Brien.
Joker back.
Brian, I'm gonna use this new admin power I got. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
Not too much. Surprise. So before we go green here, you got a few words for anyone? How you gonna bring this thing home?
Hopefully go a little early and get in front of Nick. Love you, Bondi. He was a little slow there pushing me the last couple of laps, so I'm hoping to get in front of Nick.
All right, well, bring this thing home, and hopefully we'll be talking to you very, very soon. I'm gonna throw you back down.
Hope so too. Thanks.
Good luck.
Pretty sure I'm missing.
Speaking of, I'm just trying. I'm kind of outlining like things that could happen right here, right? Hennings wants to get clear down in front of Seipel. Their teammates are probably going to organize that somehow, right? That would leave.
Be up on him.
Okay, you heard it. So Chase is kind of prophesizing what I was about to say. If Hennings clears, what kind of push does Chase Mistretta give Mark Vondel here?
Yes,
It's called a no lift.
I mean, could we see a Mark Vondel Light Series win? We're about to find out, I guess. Hennings, Seipel, Vondel, Gray, Mistretta, Waring, Palmetter, Brambilla, Corbett. Top 10 right now. Here we go. Hennings, massive jump topside. Lots of separation. Vondi, what? This is odd. What is happening? Vondel finds himself in 2nd place right now. And we've got some... Look, this is such a weird kind of restart. What's going on? Come on, Mark Vondel. What is he going to do here? Oh, he's going to stay bottom. Well, who's going to go with him? Nobody's going to go with Vondi. Seipel!
Okay, come on.
I don't know. That was... I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. Oh, no, it's a big crash.
No!
Carl Bond and Triscaro. Oh, Carl Bond is getting used like a rag.
We're running it out, baby.
They're still wrecking. Okay, let's take it back up front. Brian Hennings, Wyatt Gray, Nick Seipel, Stephen Miles, James Waring, Chase Mistretta. They're all that's left up here. I guess no caution. I guess it was the green-white-checkered. Let's see what goes on here. Let's call it from here. Brian Hennings, this is easy for him right now. He's got a car. He's got separation to that outside line. Now he doesn't. What is Nick Seipel going to do? Is he going to push Brian Hennings to the win here? We're going to find out. He's got Stephen Miles in tow. Gray tries to clear down in front of Mistretta. He doesn't allow that to happen. Mistretta finds himself in 4th with a little bit of damage. It's just Wyatt Gray in the back, but these two might get a run if they get organized. Brian Hennings, Nick Seipel, Stephen Miles, the top 3 into turn number 3. What's Mistretta going to do? Is he going to push Stephen Miles? He's going to try and time it right here. We'll see what he does. Miles wants to go. He's not doing it yet. Seipel's going. He's peeking. Brian blocks. Miles around. He's still blocking him. Teammates battling for the win here at Talladega. There's no momentum for Nick Seipel right now. He blocked it again. Brian Hennings is going to be a winner in the PGR Lite Series.
Attaboy, Brian Hennings.
That's what I'm talking about. Good job, Bo. Hell yeah.
That is awesome. Congratulations to Brian Hennings for winning his first career PGR Lite Series race. And honestly, it's been a long time coming for Brian. It's really good to see him get that. Oh, he got beef in the back. Seipel and Mistretta going at it back here.
PGR 1-2. Yes, sir.
Yeah, PGR 1-2, and then Chase Mistretta. A complete great race for Chase Mistretta here tonight, finishing in the 3rd position. Congrats to him. Wyatt Gray 4th. Chris Walker coming back for a 5th place finish here tonight. That's awesome. Good, terrific job by Chris Walker towards the end of this. And we're going to keep this on Brian for a little bit and watch his celebration as he is finally a winner here in the PGR Lite Series. Like I said, boys, this has been a long time coming for Brian. I mean, this is one of the guys that he's so consistent. He knows exactly what he's doing, just has some tough luck sometimes. And I'll tell you what, I'm just happy. One of the older guys, not to call Brian out, but hey, we got one of the OG winners here tonight, and that's awesome.
Yeah, let me check the mic real quick.
I think we could say one of the probably the most improved driver of 2025, Brian Hennings, for sure, hands down. Dude comes out here every week and just puts a belt to ass, as we say out here outside of the track. And that's what he did here in the last few laps. He came out here and he laid it down. And I can't be mad at him for it. Threw some impressive blocks, and hey, that's what you got to do here to be a Light Series winner on a Monday night.
And I also want to give a big shout out to Brian Hennings for being a very stand-up community guy on and off the track. He is very humble, very talented driver that I personally have a lot of respect for. Very big win for Brian Hennings. I don't think there's anyone more deserving for this win than Brian. So big congratulations, and I'm looking forward to hearing his interview.
Yeah, 100%. What a this to me. I mean, it's a feel-good win for Brian. I've been cheering him on. He's cheered me on a lot.
That wouldn't affect him at all.
Just I respect that. Like you said, I mean, nothing but respect for Brian. He races clean. He races hard. It's really good to see him come out and win this race here tonight. I want to do something real quick. I want to go back and see that absolute cluster.
Get the fuck out of money racing. Worthless piece of shit.
So that's Logan York speaking to somebody right now. I don't know who he's trying to talk to, but
Logan, we got beef, boys.
Yeah, we do have beef. Let's hold on. Do I still have the beef graphic?
Can we pull
too big.
The beef graphic, yes.
We should definitely pull Logan in for an interview real quick before we do the post race.
Oh no, I got disqualified. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix this beef graphic. It's not really cooperating for me right now, so we're just gonna get rid of that for now. Let's where is Logan York? Is he down here?
Oh,
he's down here. From the server.
I'm pulling him up. I'm getting him. Hey, Logan York, the boys in the booth. Do you have a copy?
What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's going on? What did we miss right here?
Yeah, if you look at lap 50, can you please take a look at Nash Rambilla?
Let's
Well, do me a favor, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to look real quick. This is Nash.
Yeah.
All right, so he's. All right, well, let me get a better view real quick. Okay, he gets spun. Does a great job keeping off the inside of the wall. Oh my!
Oh man!
Comes back down to 24. Okay, is that who you were screaming at?
Oh yeah, no, look at him coming to the start-finish line.
Okay, he's starting to lag out, so hopefully. Oh, coming to the checkered?
Yeah. No, no.
Oh, it wasn't checkered? It was one of the things.
I think he's a lap down, right, or something. No, he wrecks intent wrecks Freddy on lap 50, coming to the start-finish line.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. Oof.
Interesting. Okay.
Huh. Well,
all right. I don't expect to see that out of Nash, but all right. That was a little bit of beef. I wish my graphic was working, but it's just not. Someone, Lisa W in the chat's asking if we had anyone on the lid. I'm sure we did on that last lap crash. Thanks for talking to us, Logan. I just wanted a little bit of clarification of what was going on.
I love to spread positivity here.
Yep. Thank you very much for that. Let's get down there.
Logan York, the voice of the voiceless.
Oh.
I'm trying to
looking for anyone on their lid, and Nash was close.
Nash was very close, but maybe Carlbon? I don't know. I'm trying to find just.
I think the house won that bet. Let me go to Evan.
I'm trying to see just where this even started. I mean, we saw it. Something going on.
I don't see anyone on their lid.
Evan definitely did a bunch of loop-de-loops, I will say. I don't think he was on his lid though.
Look at Nash.
Put a number to my face, I know that.
And our friend Tucker getting a good piece of it also. Hunter Hastings, Quentin getting a piece also. All right, well let's just take a break from looking at all this insane activity that went on at the end. Let's pull up these final results, and then we'll grab your top 3 finishers for interviews. Brian Hennings, tonight's winner. Nick Seipel, his teammate, in second. Chase Mistretta, third. Wyatt Gray, fourth. And James Waring, rounding out the top 5. I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit of a scoring issue right there. Who gets the final cash spot? Someone's going to have to take a look at that real quick. It's listing Chris Walker in 6th. Casey Sprinkle, 7th. Stephen Miles, 8th. Sean Corbett, 9th. John Darnell, rounding out the top 10 finishers here tonight. Chris Melton, 11th. Cameron Craig had 12th. Michael Barksdale, 13th. Josh McCullough, 14th. James Wagner, 15th. Elijah Palmetter, 16th. Freddie Basnett, 17th. Nash Rambilla in 18th. 19th place will be Quentin Steinbach, Tucker McClendon 20th, Terry Wilson 21st, Axel Smith 22nd, Mark Vondell 23rd, Evan Carlbon 24th, Sterling Theis 25th, Austin Green 26th, Michael Triscaro 27th, Hunter Hastings 28th. 29th will be Chris Ramsey. Kenny Stampers finishing in the 30th position tonight. Scott Warren 31st. Brock Westmoreland 32nd. Asher Little 33rd. Chase Hamilton 34th. Cameron Hackett 35th. Jared Haynes 36th. Heath Job 37th. Danny Barnes in 38th. Ethan Collier 39th. Sean Hilkowitz 40th. Adam Young 41st. And I do not believe Ron Morris actually took the green flag here tonight, so Adam Young rounds out tonight's field. Let's take this back up to the top, and we will grab your top 3 finishers for some post-race interviews. Stick with us. Welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway for the conclusion of race number 6 of season number 2 of the PGR Lite Series. Our third place finisher tonight was Chase Mastretta, and Cody Nagels stands by with him.
All right, standing by with me, I have the human missile himself, Chase Mastretta. Do you have a copy?
Gotcha.
All right, man. Well, I went back and watched this last couple laps, and I could ask you if you thought you could have done anything different, but just going back and looking at it, I really think you really did what you were supposed to do. How do you think you could have positioned yourself a little bit better prior to that restart, though, to maybe be in a little bit better position to take the win tonight?
Not getting damage. That damage was slowing me down. I had no push, really. I was pretty much dead, just floating there. I was lucky to have the track position.
Well, I think you have two choices. If you go in and pit, I think we both agree that you're probably not in a position where you're going to even get track position back, so you're holding on to the damage. And I mean, for everyone watching, just a little bit of damage really with this damage model, it can hinder you. I think that we can all agree that the car with that kind of damage on the right rear is drivable. But you're really in a better position if you're pushing someone. You're really not in a position where you can lead and be pushed on at all. So,
when I jumped up to that third line, like you said in broadcast, I got saved by that yellow. I was going backwards.
Yeah. Well, I think everything considered, I'd say P3 is about as good as you could have gotten with that damage. So, with that
P3 is good. We'll take a podium.
Well, I mean, it's good momentum, and I think you can agree that it's much needed momentum. Is there?
For sure.
I'm gonna leave the floor to you. Is there anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight for that very good P3 finish, and more importantly, it was a very good performance from you from start to finish?
I feel really bad that Freddie got that EOL. Me and Freddie were low-key working together up there at the front controlling, and when it was me and him, like, we were dominating, honestly. Tried to apologize to Miles there at the end, but he didn't want to talk like a crybaby and just left. So fuck that.
Well, all right. Well, I would like to see moving forward that we can get some beef squashed across the board, and maybe you guys were friends at one point in time, and hopefully we can get back to that. I don't know what it's gonna take, but nonetheless, I'm gonna kick you out of here, and again, just congratulations and very good performance tonight.
Appreciate it, boys. Have a good one.
You too.
That was not the interview I was expecting. There's something weird about that. All right. Chase seemed almost disappointed. That's strange. Not Chase behavior. All right, we'll move on. We've got Nick Seipel, who finished second here tonight, and Trev stands by with him.
Hey, Nick, this is Trev up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man. Nick Sip, Angry Nips, up here got a second place. You were the bridesmaid tonight, baby. Anything you could have done, probably get that win? You want to walk us through that last lap and see if anything you would have changed, anything you should have done, or were you just content with where you were? What's the deal?
Maybe just go a little bit earlier with the run. Had Steve Miles behind me, thought we had a good shot at it, but Brian just put some good blocks on me, and yeah, not a whole lot different I could have done.
Yeah, man, we've seen you up here a lot recently in all the series. I don't know what the plural is for that, but all the series. And anything else that you're doing different up here? Because we see you up front a lot, controlling lanes, trying to make moves. And I mean, this one just got out of your grasp of just a second place. But what are you doing differently to stay up here and stay up front?
Not a whole lot. It's just done so much other racing that I'm comfortable and know all the people that I'm racing around, so it helps a lot. And yeah, I'm definitely getting better at it, more confident.
Hey, man, comfortable is the name of the game. And once you get comfortable, it's a deadly combination out there. You got anybody out there you want to thank? Any sponsors, anything like that? Go ahead and say it now.
You guys for broadcasting, PGR putting it on. Freddie Vasnez and Steve Miles were helping me out throughout the race. They did a pretty good job there until the end. Someone was saying you took a shot for every caution. Is that true?
Yeah, unfortunately, it is true. I'm at, I don't know. I stopped counting at 5. I'm probably at 7 or something like that right now. And it's feeling nice. I'm feeling good. You're feeling good. You got a second. Yeah, we're doing good things up here in the booth right now. So, hey, Kansas, I think Kansas is next week. I'm assuming Kansas is next week. You got anything for them boys at Kansas?
Probably not, but we'll take a look at it. Thank y'all.
Oh yeah, baby. Thank you. Appreciate you. Good not good luck. You're already done, but great job at second place finish tonight, and we appreciate having you up here in the booth.
Okay. I guess I forgot to mute the soundboard for tonight, sir. That was Nick Seipel in the second position. And next up, we have the man of the hour himself, Brian Hennings, tonight's winner. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing, man? How you doing, Trev? How many shots in the wind are you?
I think I'm at 7. I stopped counting at 5, but I'm going to take another one because you won.
Right on.
Well, excuse me. I mentioned it in the broadcast. I mean, to me, I know for myself for sure, and other people say it too, it's just a feel-good win. To finally have Brian Hennings, a winner in the PGR Lite Series. How's it feel?
Great, man. Hopefully I'll parlay it someday into a Thursday night race, but it's a great feeling to win a PGR race.
So walk us through your strategy really throughout this entire race. And now that some insider information that I just received, I was operating under the premonition that you and Nick Seipel are still teammates. Apparently not.
Yeah, I mean, I think he tried to help me there a little bit there at the end. He did tell me that he did try to dip out and pass me there coming out of 4, help to the end, then once you're coming out of 4, it's, every man for himself. But I guess I blocked him good enough. But yeah, I mean, I started out with a shitty queue, and I just, kept trying to be closer to the front. I'd rather be up at the front instead of play dodgeball back there. As tonight was some pretty big ones, and I'm sure if I was back there, I probably would have been caught up in it. So I just tried to ride in the front and just be there at the end, really.
Well, Never mind, I can't say that. I was just about to say something I probably shouldn't have, but nothing involving you. Let's just say I'm very happy you won this race here tonight. Who cares? I'm showing bias. I mean, anyone out here, anyone involved in the community, as Cody was actually saying on the broadcast too, it's just you're one of the guys everyone wants to see win, and we're very happy that you did that tonight. So go ahead and give out your thanks and your shout outs.
Appreciate all you guys in the booth. Can't wait to go back and watch this one. I want to hear how it all plays out on the broadcast. Baker and Triscaro for running this awesome league. It's been a blast to be part of. Got to shout out Nick for helping me there near at the end, and I guess a few shout outs to the people that might be watching. What's up, Paul? Hopefully it was entertaining. Ron Turd Nugget, hope you enjoyed the show, and all my VRX teammates, and can't forget my wife and daughter. Love you guys.
There we go. That's the word from the winner. First-time winner in the PGR Lite Series, the number 74 Team PGR, Brian Hennings. Thanks for talking to us. Congrats.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
The clapping. All right. Well, there we go. That was tonight's race. And for anyone, I guess for y'all's sake, apparently Nick Seipel now runs with Malik and Kyler and all of them. Definitely the army they're forming over there, isn't it? But Brian decides he's going to go up against the army, and he does so successfully here tonight and beats Seipel and everyone else in this field. I mean, 40 other cars in this race. Brian went out there and he did it finally. Walk us through your thoughts first, Trev.
Oh, well, I got to say, it was a long time coming. We know Brian's been, like I said, the most improved driver 2025, and as Cody established, probably the most humble guy out here. Never a bad word spoken about Brian Hennings, and if he makes a mistake, he owns up to it. A lot of people don't, and it's definitely a class act of the field, so well-deserved by Hennings. I hate that I'm probably cheeks to the wind right now, but he definitely did what he said he was gonna do, and I don't have any words. He did what he said he was gonna do, and he did it. So we pulled him up for that interview, and he took the win, and he threw the blocks cleanly, I could say, because we've seen some egregious stuff, and he did what he had to do the win. And I got to give a shout out to Nick Sipple too. Sipple, Sick Nick, Nip Sip. He could have been way more aggressive, and he did it cleanly. And like I said, that's all we could ask for here in the Lite Series, because that's what we're doing. We're building, we're getting better. We're trying to put this on as a better show, and eventually transfer over into the Thursday night series, which Cody is now heading. So we're hoping for the best. We're hoping to get stuff done. We're hoping to make this great again, which it isn't. Which not that it already isn't, but we want it greater. We want it better. We want the best racing here on Monday nights and Thursday nights. So that's all we could ever ask for. And Cody, you got anything for the people out there?
Well, I think we have a lot of people in the community that's watching this race. First off, most importantly, I want to say congratulations to Brian Hennings as a guy that I consider a friend and a fellow competitor out there. This win is very much deserved, and that is the most important thing to get out of this race. So big congratulations to Brian Hennings. As far as the future of PGR, again, I'm very honored to be competition director. Moving forward, like I said, this doesn't affect what we have for this season of the Lite Series. So I don't want to take away from that. And it's going to be a very exciting finish to this season. But moving forward in the Lite Series, the relatively newer drivers, less experienced drivers, are going to have a platform to succeed like they've never had before. But with that, the Thursday series is going to be, there's going to be more information in the Discord about it, but those races are going to be locked to drivers that are classified as an Intimidator driver. There will be opportunities for the Lite Series drivers to prove themselves and also race on Thursdays. Look out for that information, but we are looking to raise the floor a little bit in the PGR Intimidator Superspeedway series, and we are going to reestablish why this is the best place to run for Superspeedway racing. So looking forward to getting that information out to everybody. Big thanks to Michael Triscaro and Matthew Baker for giving me that platform. If you have any feedback, please give it to us. Reach out to Triscaro, Baker, me, Trev, any of the guys that are on the committee or the admin team. Reach out to us. We are listening to everybody out there. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for watching the race. And just thank you for the overall support of the community, whether it's PGR or the other promotions that we support. We really are grateful, and we couldn't do this without you guys.
There we go. Appreciate those words, Cody. And next week we'll go ahead and line that up for you. I do believe, Trev, you were correct. It is Kansas next week. Something a little bit different, something refreshing. I can't wait, and hopefully I'm the one broadcasting that next week. I definitely want to do that. I had high hopes. I thought it was tonight's race, but unfortunately not. Let me check the schedule real quick. Yeah, sure enough. Craftsman Truck Series, May 12th, next Monday, Kansas Speedway. That will be the final regular season race of the PGR Lite Series next Monday night here on PGR eSports YouTube channel. So, congrats to Brian Hennings. I will say also no post-race podcast tonight, unfortunately. We'll be doing that. We probably will do it next week, but not tonight. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here with, once again, just a huge congratulations to the 74 Brian Hennings and what we saw tonight, which was an interesting, right? I mean, I should say interesting. I mean, it's pretty standard, basically, to what we've always seen with the Xfinity Series here on Super Speedways and iRacing. But at the end of the day, it's what you're going to get. You know, when you're racing on Super Speedways, you're going to get a lot of wrecks, and you're going to get a lot of crazy racing. That's what we had here tonight. So, congrats to Brian. We appreciate all of you out there tuning in tonight. Tune in next Monday for the next iteration, the 7th race of the second season of the PGR Lite Series. We will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Peace.